Verse 4 of Psalm 106 expresses a thought many of us have known. Remember me, O Lord, with the favor you have for your people, and visit me with your saving help. I suspect we have all known times when we fear that God has forgotten us. Those can be dark times indeed. The psalmist is very human, for he suggests we especially want to be remembered by God when he shows favor to his people. We don't want to be left out when favors are handed out. Sometimes we want God to remember us when we are desperate and need his saving help, times when we are sick or lost, times when we need to be rescued. On other occasions we might feel bored or gloomy or out of sorts, hoping for a sign from God that life can be good and exciting. We want God to remember us and fill our lives. Perhaps we should turn things around. Instead of wanting God to remember us, we should focus on remembering him. Too often our cries are self-pity or pleas for sympathy from family and friends, rather than sincere calls to God. We might do well to remember that God is present among the sick and dying, the homeless, prisoners and soldiers, those who are lonely. When we remember others, especially those who are suffering, we remember God. Some of the prayers in the Book of Common Prayer give voice to just such remembrances. The prayer for the poor and the neglected on page 826 begins, Almighty and most merciful God, we remember before you all poor and neglected persons whom it would be easy for us to forget. How different from remember me. Similarly, the prayer for prisons and correctional institutions, also on page 826, asks God to remember all prisoners and to remember those who work in prisons. When we ask God to remember those in need, it means we have seen them and remembered that God is present among them. When we remember God, it is natural that God will remember us. And the words of the antiphon to hymn 560 in the hymnal 1982 become our prayer. Remember your servants, Lord, when you come in your kingly power.